The Padres' search for that last rotation starter has gotten a lot more interesting because they've been reportedly interested in trading for that last starter, specifically Pablo Lopez of the Miami Marlins, and the two names that have come up in trade news, Trent Grisham and Ha-Seong. So let's talk about it. So earlier today, The Athletic posted an article that basically said how they think that Trent Grisham and Ha-Seong are the potential trade pieces that would bring right-hander Pablo Lopez over to the San Diego rotation. The Athletic said that San Diego is open to discussing either player, Grisham in particular. The Marlins, flush with starting pitching, are one team that could make sense as a trade partner. The Padres have expressed interest in right-hander Pablo Lopez and possibly others in the Miami rotation. What I make of this is that the Padres are more interested in trading Grisham because they think they have a better future with Kim. We do have him for 2 more years and he's guaranteed $7 million next year. And Trent Grisham's still under control for a little bit. But I think Ha-Seong still has more value, but Grisham's defense is still there. And we saw what he did in the postseason, so you never know. Obviously, he's got an amazing glove. He won his second Gold Glove here in 2022. I think Grisham has a lot more value than people let on. Everybody just wants to think of the sub-200 batting average. But, Ha-Seong's also a great player, and I would not see them wanting to shy away from him. He's a great glove, one of the best in the game. He's going to win an MLB Gold Glove eventually. He already won one in the KBO. But the thing about Kim is that he's getting better. That's huge. All he does in the offseason, he's just hitting fastballs. I remember watching him in 2021 when he's a rookie. He was just getting blown away by everything. I think he had like 1 or 2 home runs on a fastball. It was something ridiculous like that. But Kim is just in the cage, working his butt off, and I think he's going to be progressing even more. I don't think he's ever going to get to the level where he's hitting 30 home runs like he was in the KBO, but I think he can get up to 20 home runs if he really figures something out. And, hit around 250, 260, and he's a very solid player. As long as you got average hitting and great defense, you're going to be in the league for a long time. So I can totally see the Marlins wanting him. Now I want to talk about our trade interest, Pablo Lopez. He's going into his age 27 season. He had a very solid 2022 season. He had a 2.86 ERA before the All-Star break, but he actually finished with a 3.75 ERA. So he kind of didn't have the best second half, but he did have a career high 180 innings pitched. And yes, Pablo Lopez is not going to be very high in our rotation, but as long as we got guys who are eating innings that are not being Shamanai, giving up 8 runs a game, that's all we need. Another thing to note about Pablo Lopez is that he's not eligible for free agency until after the 2024 season. So that allows us 2 years with him if we do actually trade for him. And I feel like the Padres are actually in a bit of a rough situation because, Darvish, Snell, Martinez, and Seth Lugo, they can all test free agency after next year. And we got a lot of stuff to think about. Obviously, like I've been saying the last couple videos, Manny Machado will probably opt out. I really think that he'll stay here and maybe sign for a little bit less money than he would for another team. But yes, he's going to want more money. We got to think about the Juan Soto extension. That's a generational talent. To have that guy on our team, there's no way he can be not Juan Soto for that long. He is going to have a big year next year, and we're going to want to keep him. But the thing is, Pablo Lopez has given us that extra year of control, and he's a very solid pitcher for the back end of that rotation. And anytime you got Pablo Lopez, who's a pretty good pitcher towards the back of your rotation, you're in a good spot. But, Darvish is getting up there in age, but we are talking about extensions with him. Blake Snell, I hope he has a breakout season for the Padres and becomes the Blake Snell of the Tampa Bay Rays and really is second half Snell for both the first and second half, because both second halves as a Padre, he is unbelievable, but the first halves, he looks terrible. It was literally in July when Blake got his first win. That's awful. So that's something to think about, how we got an extra year of control with Pablo Lopez and we won't have those extension talks. But with all guys like, Seth Lugo, Martinez, Snell, Darvish, we're going to have to think about these extensions right after the 2023 season. So it's nice with Pablo Lopez when you don't have to do that. At the end of the day, I totally would go for this Pablo Lopez trade because he's a great young starter that for the back end of the rotation. He fits it perfectly. He's no superstar, but he's great for the back end of the rotation. Yes, it'll be disappointing to have to trade one of those 2 players. I would prefer to trade Grisham a little bit more than Kim, not because it's just like, oh, Kim's a fan favorite and he had a better 2022, but I will be going into depth of that right now. So let's talk about Trent Grisham. Gold Glove defense. Kim's got Gold Glove defense. He'll win a Gold Glove. I know he hasn't won one yet. But the thing about Grisham is that I just don't think he's quite as projectable as Ha-Seong because Kim was an unbelievable improvement. Going from hitting 202 with like a 73 OPS plus to 256 or whatever it was with a 107 OPS plus in one single year, that was incredible. And I'm really props to Ha-Seong for working his butt off in the offseason. I know he was facing just, machines going at 103 miles an hour. So, Kim's getting those reps in. But the thing about Grisham is that he actually hit 199 on fastballs in 2022. So it's not like we can always just shell Kim about the fastball problem. Grisham was really struggling about fastballs. It was actually the league low on fastballs, Trent Grisham's average. Which is why it was really surprising to see him. His bomb off Scherzer was off a sinker, 94. I think it was right down the middle. And DeGrom, that was paint. And he hit that ball to left center field on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, which is paint. But I just think Kim's more projectable. Seeing that improvement in 1 year from a 202 batting average to the 250s, I mean, that's pretty impressive in my opinion. His power is still pretty solid. I think he had 11 homers this year. I could be wrong. I don't think Kim's going to ever be like a big power guy, but as long as he's an average hitter with that glove, I think he's a very good player. We do have Kim for 2 more years, so that's one thing to take into account. But I just think since Kim's more projectable, he's the player I would rather keep. Let me know what you guys think about this whole Pablo Lopez, trade rumors. Would you rather have to trade Ha-Seong Kim or Trent Grisham? Would you want to have this trade at all? Let me know down below in the comment section. Hit that subscribe button if you guys like Padres baseball and baseball in general. We do this all the time. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.